Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading for February 2021. This is going to be for Pisces Sun, Moon, or Rising, always. You can have planets in the sign of Pisces. You were intuitively guided to the reading, and you may not have Pisces. I feel that's happening more and more and more. And, just like if you're a Pisces here, I feel like many times you're called to watch readings outside your sign. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of feel your energy, and I feel sometimes where a reading is meant for someone. Anyway, if you're in love with a Pisces or checking on a Pisces, remember that your guides know that you're here, and certainly will try to send you some messages. So, let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start with the Mother Miracle Oracle deck. This kind of gives us the guideline of the reading. We'll read it at the end. But I definitely like to see how it plays in the reading, and it always plays in the reading. It's almost like always the higher advice. Okay. I don't know why, but all of a sudden I'm thinking back to my life last February, 1 year ago, and how different it is now than where it was. I'm in a different location, living with the man of my dreams. I'm back in my hometown, like things that you don't expect happen. Okay. You have inner child. I nurtured the child within me through playfulness and self-care. Playfulness and self-care. Pisces is so lovely when they're in that energy. When you're allowing your inner child to shine. I think it's a thing of beauty. Okay, we're going to bring in the Tarot of Dreams. Give it one more shuffle. My decks are always pre-shuffled. There's a lot that goes behind the scenes before I even begin a reading, and then there's a lot that goes on after the scenes. Doing a 1 hour reading really is about a 3-hour time element, give or take. And each is just as important as the other. Okay. Okay, so we open up with the 6 of Pentacles. And it moves right into the 7 of Cups. I feel like some of you are, you're questioning whether to give someone your money, your time, your investment. Almost like I'm not sure which direction to go here. We have the 3 of Wands. It's like someone or the universe is showing you, is opening up like this opportunity to you. Now, it may require an investment, so to speak, from you. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I do feel like there's an investment. Listen, it's inner child is our first oracle energy, so it can talk about something that you've always wanted to do since you were a child. And I feel like if this is about should I invest in it, if you can see the possibilities, you don't have to know the how, but if you can see in your mind's eye the possibilities of it, then I feel like go for it. I don't know. Let's keep going. Ace of Swords. Well, and the Page of Swords. Swords, of course, can be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. When you see a page, this can be a child. This can also be of a younger time, but it's still always the energy of the Page of Swords. And to me, this is someone who is really learning to use their sword. And the sword is many things. It's your communication. It's the knowing when to speak and when not to speak. It's about your true nature, right? You're learning yourself, but, you know, no blindfolds here. Okay, some of you, this is talking about some form of communication. Look at this. We have the Ace of Pentacles. So here is the opportunity. It's like here it is up here in thought, so to speak, even in question form for some. And I feel like right off the bat, like it's like I'm feeling that something's coming my way. You know, you may have had like a clue, I almost want to say, but that can just be, you know, an intuitive clue. And you know, you may have been in the energy of trying to figure out, like, which cup do I go towards here? Which cup will bring me happiness, you know? But even though, you know, you're moving on a period where, you know, Mother Mary's saying your inner child, so that is very lighthearted energy. And then you add the Three of Wands into that. That's about your desire. That's about chasing your desires. You know, and again, it's like, you don't need to know the outcome, and maybe you can't because you're kind of building it as it goes, right? But then here comes this Ace of Pentacles, which is something that's coming into your physical world. We have the Queen of Cups. Excuse me. This can certainly be Pisces, another Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Oh. And then we have the Palace of Coins. Now, in this deck, what that means is, you know, what your atmosphere will be, what type of energy you can be living in. And maybe that's why I told you, like my life a year ago is so different than it was then. You know, so for some of you, I feel like, you know, there's some type of proposition, proposal, but again, it requires something also of you. It requires you to give something. Some of you, I feel like you might be buying a home. Buying, like, you know, like the home of your dreams type of thing. Now, it doesn't mean it's a castle or anything like that. You know, it may be the beginning, like my starter home that moves into, but for some of you, I feel like this is moving into like almost a forever type place. Palace of Pentacles, coins. You know what I mean? This is about your stability, your foundation. And that talks about the strength of it, right? And I like that the Ace of Swords is above that because I feel like it's saying, you know, your opportunity to live in this energy, which is really the opposite of Pisces. But boy, doesn't that then ground you, you know? Is somebody else doing the opposite, right? Opposites attract. Anyway, because I feel like part of the reason why the foundation is strong here is because this energy of learning how to use your sword, and again, whether that's in communication, whatever it is, it almost feels like a reward. You know, and the Queen of Cups has a cup in her hands, and she's walking right to this castle. So, you know, we know this is like, can be our financial, it's our foundation. It's our earthly foundation. And she seems to be entering into that energy and carrying a cup. You know, something emotional, like bringing the emotion to this otherwise, I don't want to say sterile because I don't feel that. Like she's just joining the party. Okay, let's keep going. Look at that, with Four of Wands. So this is the marriage card, guys. This is the commitment card. You know, in this energy, no one is begging anyone to be in a relationship with the other. It just has to be, it just is, and both want it equally. And, you know, it's coming under the Six of Pentacles up there. Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving, right? Giving from my heart. And, you know, and I'm open to receiving. Doesn't mean I so much give only to receive. No. You know, that's kind of, that moves into the ego maybe. This is, it's just a real nice flow to it. Anyway. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Interesting. You know, I have the Ace of Pentacles between the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Wands. And it's almost like, I know this Ace of Pentacles is coming to me. However, it can throw me into like a tizzy because that, you know, what I may want to do with this ace that's being delivered to you, you're right, to you, you may feel that others will look down upon it, or in some way make you have to defend, you know, what it is that you want to do with this ace. This ace can mean anything for all of you, but for some it's a commitment, right? But this can also be committing to something. Anyway, I do feel it. I feel, you know, where I have a hard time making a decision. The reason being, it's because of I'm more concerned about what other people are going to think than trusting myself and just moving ahead in it, right? With the Two of Cups. Well, I mean, we have some beautiful cards here, right? We have some cards that are a little bit, you know, uneven, but we have some really beautiful cards here too. Okay, let's keep going. Four of Cups. I feel like some of you have been dreaming about, like daydreaming about someone, and the type of life that you could have together. This could certainly be the other way too, because, you know, in the Four of Wands, I have two people. And that just means if this hasn't happened yet, and I don't feel like it has, because I feel like this Queen is walking into the Palace of Coins with this cup, representing I'm open. I'm open to whatever the Ace of Pentacles is to her, and I feel like, you know, you have the Two of Cups below that, and you have the Three of Wands above her. So, you know, where is her thinking? Well, she's more in her all is possible type of energy over this Two of Cups, and maybe just saying, and this is now why she's ready to bring this cup to this foundation. Anyway, okay, what else do I have here? I have the Hermit, card of Virgo. We're going to just keep him over here. And then I have the King of Cups. So, let me bring this down a little bit. So we have the King of Cups with the Virgo, with Hermit energy connected to him. This also puts him also in the Four of Cups. So in the Four of Cups, you know, I feel like it's the energy where I can start daydreaming about things. But I feel like with the Hermit here, this, for this king, I feel like when he's daydreaming, let's say, it's like he's daydreaming the same thing. It's showing that, you know, to get to where he wants to get, it's like he has to go through the Hermit energy. So that's someone who, for some reason in their life, had to face the dark. And in that darkness, made the choice to seek the light. And that means illumination, right? That means the way out. But you can't, it's like, if you're in hermit energy, the illumination is all around you, right? So you're aware of all that's around you, and that means even yourselves. You know what I mean? I mean you and yourselves. You know, the many different forms of you. So I feel like the king is, it just feels like the road he has to take. The road he has to take. And he does. I mean, here he is, and he's the outgoing card. And here's the Queen of Cups, you know, and they're both connected to the Palace, so I do feel like there's a love story going on here. You know, it's not saying that it's of the past, but for a few of you, there is some kind of energy wrapped around it where it's like you worry about what others will think about this. And I feel like, you don't need that, right? Because that's what's making it, for some of you, hard to make a decision or pick a path, pick a cup, right? That type of thing. But the Queen of Cups ultimately has this one cup. And where she's heading is to a very strong foundation. I feel like that was your reading. But we haven't even brought out the clarifiers yet. We have the Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And 3 swords underneath that. So, you know, somewhere along the way in your past, there was a sense of untrustworthy energy. The feeling of somebody has stolen something from you. You know, moving into the Six of Pentacles energy, you have to almost be over that, because I feel like what it's saying is some people would become hard because of that. They would harden themselves. And maybe you did, but I feel like I definitely feel you're coming out of that. Now, I don't know if this energy has anything to do with the Queen or the King down here. You know, and I feel like who's ever watching is one or the other. And we probably have some who are the King and some who are the Queen. Alright, we have the Page of Wands over the Six of Pentacles. You know, the Page of Wands is kind of like the Fool. And I'm anxious to go. Now, I feel like I'm thinking of the past here, though. Like, I'm thinking of my younger self and how, like, I was always, like, so gung-ho about maybe love, right? Like, I moved very quickly. Sometimes haphazardly. And, but the Wands is all about learning from that at the same time, but I do feel like that. Normally, I feel like the Page or the Princess of Wands is, what was I just going to say? Oh, is like the Fool. And, you know, eventually they become the King or the Queen. But anyways, I feel like, you know, I don't know, maybe this is asking you to look back and think about, like, the patterns in your life. Did you did you move quickly, too quickly? Like, are you someone who tries to move it too quickly or wants it to, or it just does maybe for you? Maybe I can't help it, right? I just fall in love. Anyways, I feel like there is a pattern in there. And again, that's not to judge you. But when we see patterns within ourselves, sometimes, like the Page of Swords, it could be learning how to cut these patterns, these little webs that try to stay attached to us that really don't need it. We don't need it. Okay. We have the Four of Wands again, and it's coming over the Seven of Cups, which is, not the greatest place to come over. And the reason why is, the Seven of Cups talks about feeling chaotic, like things feel too chaotic to make a choice, or it's not a sober mind. Like, I don't know how to say it. Other than it throws a different type of energy over this Four of Swords, or Four of Wands. Look at this, Ace of Cups. Wow. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Now, it did come in reverse, and I almost feel like I need to leave this one in reverse, because that's how this reading feels like it's going for me anyways. So I feel like here, for some of you, this is about love. Maybe this is two different things. Maybe this is some type of earthly blessing, or an epiphany, a way to expand your creative energy. But in the same time, you have the Ace of Cups. Don't think that your whole life can't change. It can. Anyway, so you have the Four of Wands here, right? But the energy under it is of uncertainty. The Ace of Cups shows, anyways, it's there. It's deciding to look at that ace in a different way. Right here, I'm being all emotional, and that instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it for the possibilities of what it can bring, right? And it's like I go from a 7 to a 3, and that's almost like saying to me, like, just slow it down. Like, slow it down. That's it. Just slow it down. And then, so now the Seven of Swords, or the Seven of Cups, is in reverse, coming over the Ace of Swords. So I definitely feel like this is you, knowing, I feel like knowing in your heart, or at least knowing that there can be real opportunity with someone. Okay? I'm not going to say the only one, but I feel like you're meant to take, I feel like you're meant to have this experience in love. Maybe it's up to you. It feels like to me like it's showing no matter what. But it's going to depend on your perspective of it, right? Maybe, I don't know if I want to make a commitment. Maybe I'm fearful now of making a commitment. But still, you have the Four of Wands down here, right? But it also comes up against a little tough energy. But nonetheless, we have the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups that show themselves to you. And in a way, I just feel like it's coming from a different perspective. And that different perspective, and the slowing down and understanding that I'm building it as I go also. It is everything. Okay, let's keep going. You have the Ace of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. There's a lot of blessings in your life. And maybe somebody thinks I can't choose all of them. I have to choose just one of them. And I don't think that's the case. Okay, we had a card flip. 2 cards. So we're coming over the Page of Swords. We have the 5 of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. You know, I feel like if you know, if someone took something from you, you know, the sun's not out here giving illumination, but I feel like you, you are given an opportunity to almost see it in a way. Now, this may be of a person, like you see this person different than other people see this person, you know, but you feel like you feel their soul. Or if it's a situation that, you know, others, you know, for some reason are up against it, me doing it, there's something in it that, you know, they can't see, they can't feel, they can't understand. And therefore, I feel like they try to hold you back. Now, it's probably out of love, right? Because if I can't see what you're seeing, then, you know, I may be fearful for you. I may be afraid that you're making a mistake in love, that type of thing. But anyways, that energy, though, at the same time, is kind of, you know, it's like you got to find your center even amongst that. Right? And then whatever decision you decide, you know, however these pentacles show, they're showing. And then whatever you decide with them, you know, it's like have a strong, sober mind, you know, a logical mind, especially with pentacles showing here. You know, and, you know, I kind of feel like it is about taking a chance, you know, especially when inner child is here too. It's almost like you get to experience, this could be an experience like you have never experienced before. I don't know, and then I think sometimes, wouldn't it be a shame if we then said no to it, right? And why would we say no to it? We would say no to it because we still have some attachment to the past and what had happened to us, right? Because otherwise we wouldn't care what other people thought about what we're doing. We would just do it. We would trust in our own selves. But nonetheless, I feel like, you know, and this Page of Swords, again, I feel like in a way this is teaching you how to cut, you know, just the energy of what's holding you back. We have the Moon, card of Pisces. Well, there you go. Coming right under the Four of Wands. So this commitment is certainly talking about you, Pisces. You know, the moon, it's interesting. We just had a full moon last night, or yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. But anyways, the moon can kind of cast a shadow over something. But I have to tell you something. I feel like it's almost like the moon is casting a shadow over others because it's revealing something to you. And, you know, and if the moon is casting a shadow over others, you know, maybe the reason why is there are opinions that we can't change anyway. Maybe we just go into action type thing. But I feel like there's a reason. Okay, let's keep going. You know, it's almost like, it's such a foggy night, and no one can, and everyone's coming out of the club. It's at nighttime, and no one can see ahead of them because it's that dense and foggy, except for you. Like, for some reason, you can just see your way right through it. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it's like it opens for you. But I feel like it's not even that it opens, it's just that you can see through it. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what I'm talking about, but I think some of you are. We have, excuse me, the Seven of Swords. So, here it is, right? Shadows casting, or the moon is casting a shadow over the Seven of Swords, which is already kind of mysterious, can we trust type of energy. You can talk about someone's past, right? Someone could have been a certain way, and as a boy, I almost feel like as a boy, I was maybe what others would call a bad boy, but it's like I felt good in it. I felt like, it's what I was meant to do, be. So anyways, I feel like someone maybe has gone on from a journey, like finally growing up, like Peter Pan is growing up. What could it be? Anyway, and then we have the Devil, card of Capricorn. Interesting. So, it's like this Four of Wands, this commitment wants to be here, right? It wants to be here. It has the ability to be here. It does require a sacrifice from you. And it may be like trusting yourself over others' opinions of what you should do. And if you feel it deep down, do it. Do it. I feel like as it relates to love, it's about slowing it down. And the reason why is, the shadow's casting, or the moon's casting a shadow over the Seven of Swords. We have the Seven of Swords here. So I do feel like this is talking about someone's prior energy. I don't feel like it's current energy, however, because under it is the Three of Swords, so it's already happened, right? The pain is, the swords have already entered my heart. And I may even be on the end of that. But nonetheless, here's the Ace of Cups up there, right? Here's the Two of Cups down here. And so maybe, this Seven of Cups makes sense, right? Because, hey, maybe I thought I cleared certain energy, but here it is. And I feel like it comes with your ace, put it that way. Now, I have to say this really feels like a destined path, probably for two people, who ultimately can really have it all in the Four of Wands. To me, it's the most beautiful love card in the deck. If I'm in the Four of Wands, it don't even matter if it's Two of Cups, doesn't matter. Whoever I'm here with, I have, like an undying love for, and they for me. I have to question it. But that doesn't mean good people can't hurt you. Excuse me. And that, I don't know, I kind of feel like for someone, that's what happened. And it was someone who was of an immature age. Now listen, I am in no way saying that if this person's coming back, take them back. What I'm saying is you hopefully have come to a stage in your life where you can trust yourself. Let's say this person comes back and they did hurt you before, but you're still in love with them. can you forgive, right? Can you move on from it? Can you start anew? I feel like yes. If it's truly what you want. And I feel like what another thing you're kind of learning right now is to slow it down, because if you're fearful about something coming back again, like some part of something negative coming back again, um, the warning signs will be there, and that you can count on. Um, that you can count on. The warning signs will be there. The red flags will be there. Can anyone make you see it? Even if it's right in front of your face? No. But as you start moving more in a spiritual path, and they are, I know that, you start paying attention to the signs. And truly, the signs start to lead you into a world that maybe you didn't know existed, just like I am today. That's probably why I told you that story. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. I feel like there's some naysayers around how some of you want to make your money also. And I feel like same thing. If you trust in yourself, go for it, because I feel like the path for you is illuminated. That means the signs are plentiful. Trust your intuition. I like that I have the king and queen showing up, both in today's energy and in, somewhat fully developed energy. Wow. We have the Ten of Pentacles coming over this Four of Wands. Wow. So that Palace of Pentacles makes sense where this relationship could go to. The Ten of Pentacles over the Four of Wands. It shows you that, like hard work is valued with these people, with those who live in this home. Things are appreciated, right? Any material gains is appreciated, and you can tell it's a home very giving. We're so grateful for our blessings that we help those who are in need, right? Who are where we were. It's just a nice, beautiful type energy. We have the sun. Interesting. So we first of all have the sun coming over the moon, under the moon, I should say. But it's also coming over the energy of where I was feeling other people had doubt about what it is you want to do. And I feel like the sun is the final illumination. It's funny because we have the Ten of Pentacles. It's almost like your life is happening because you make the choice to follow the signs. And I feel like these aces are, the big signs. You made that decision to follow through, even though others had maybe tried to talk you out of it. And because you knew, right? You know what you know, what you know. And here it is, this Ten of Pentacles over the Four of Wands. That is such a, that's like eternity to me. That's the type of energy where, you can't knock us off our foundation. Our foundation is that strong. It can talk about, the life that you had, the life that they had, the lessons that you learned, the lessons they learned, and you bring that together, right? And maybe exactly what you're meant to do. Boy, I don't know. There is where that foundation comes from. You have the sun and the moon with the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups. This can Certainly talk about a twin flame. We have the Four of Pentacles. Boy, we got a lot. We have, interesting, the Four of Cups coming over the Four Cups next to the Four of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. You know, for some of you, I feel like there may have been a separation. And through this separation, through this period apart, there may have been real realizations. You know, sometimes I feel like we might get pushed into learning a lesson. And like, dang, how'd we get here? Right? But then, you know, when you're spiritually awoken, you understand, okay, I'm in a lesson. But when you're just living in a 3D form, it becomes a struggle. And but it's trying to find your way out. I don't know. But anyway, I feel from that energy, maybe both of you are receiving like these epiphanies, these feelings. You may have bumped into someone recently who, and this could be for a moment, it could be for a week, where they seem to open up a part of you, probably your heart center, made it flutter a little bit. You know, that to me is divine, just putting you in place, getting you ready. And when you follow the signs, even short little love affairs sometimes are meant for a completely different lesson than anything it had to do with the love affair. I don't know. Anyway, so we have the Lovers here. First of all, this card of Gemini. We have a lot of Mercury energy here. But I don't know. I just feel like this is someone coming to a realization because of a period almost that I was forced into. This can talk about due to the coronavirus and isolating at home, right? Being at home. And in that time where normally I'd be busy, my mind would be focused probably for 8-10 hours a day, you know, that type of thing. Here, I may have, you know, I have more time in my emotions in my head, but ultimately I feel like it led me to, it gave me an understanding of someone who is already, you know, this Four of Wands, or you're becoming open to it. We have the Eight of Swords. That's interesting. I just said you're becoming open to it, but the Eight of Swords is anything but open. This is a border that's put around me. And by the way, you know, well, let's see what comes after, because I feel like this is of the past. And look at that. We have the Fool. So that's exactly what I was feeling like. This, I don't want to give you a big speech about the Eight of Swords and how it's a self-created prison, right? A prison that we create. Therefore, we can uncreate it too, right? There's a blindfold someone's wearing, and it's better to face, you know, what it is I need to face than continue to hide from it. But here is the Fool. So I felt, again, here I talked about the Eight of Swords anyway. But it's probably important that this be cleared because you do have the Lovers over here, and then you have the Fool. So even if this is coming back together, I have to understand that I'm coming to the table as the Fool. That means I'm willing to start from today, right? From right now. And let's build it from there. We have the Star. Wow. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So I don't know if this king, I kind of feel like this king has gone through some type of awareness, awakening himself. Exactly the way I was explaining it is the way I feel with him. But I feel like at the same time, it ultimately brought him to a state of awareness. I do feel like he had to connect to his spirituality and did. And I do feel kind of forced to face some uncomfortableness, but did. But did. And I feel like for him, that's what his swords were. But they're coming down. Now, if I go up, what are these swords for you? They're based on can I trust? Can I trust? Can I trust myself? Can I trust that I won't be pulled back down after I've done so much work myself? Can I trust? Well, I feel like Spirit has the same answer for you, right? Here is the ace. Here is the opportunity. Put down the swords. Start it from today, and think about it in a way of all that it can be. Even opportunity over here, because the Star card is about your true hopes and dreams and wishes. For some of you, it's something back from when you were a child. You're bringing it to life. And, I feel like meant to. And, ending with the Knight of Swords, I have to tell you what I feel like it's talking about are messages that are coming to you quickly. They're coming to you. You may see them through the spoken word. It's something that might be like, oh, I feel like that was a sign. Trust it. Even if it's not, trust it in the beginning. Trust. Learn to trust the signs. And when you trust the sign and you realize that really was a sign, acknowledge it. Say, I felt that sign. Thank you. Send me another sign. And they will keep coming. I feel like God puts this spiritual team with you just for that, right? Because we kind of have amnesia about what we were. And listen, what were we? We were also spirit, and we're still spirit, right? So we have that connection. It's using it, it's finding it, and then using it, and living from that energy. Wow, it's a really different way of living, and it's saying start it from the beginning, the ace, right? Start it from the ace, and trust it. Help build it in your own mind through optimism of what it can be. Take it slow. Be grateful for the signs. They will be there. Ultimately, though, I feel like this is talking about where something can go. And I don't know how it can go any further or deeper than what we have on the board, especially with the Ten of Pentacles over the Four of Wands to me, and what your atmosphere is about. And it's about there's a strength within it, and there's a reason. It's like I don't know, like generation after generation sprouting from you. So this definitely is of a soul's journey, no doubt, no doubt. No matter what people around you were saying, this is about trusting you, and that's where I'm going to leave it. Because ultimately, over and over, you guys would be like, the ace will show, but then it's going to be you who makes the ultimate decision. I mean, that's free will. Let's read Inner Child. Let me grab a drink real quick. Mother Mary watches over all children, including the children who always reside within each adult. This card comes to you as a reminder to care for your inner child, who is crying out for attention. If you're only working and not having fun, this part of you begins to feel neglected and sad. This is a message for you to create time for amusement and play. Your inner child also craves attention. If you've been overly critical of yourself lately, he or she may feel shame or depression. Forgive yourself, as Mother Mary forgives you, for what you think you've done or not done. Learn from any mistakes instead of holding on to self-destructive guilt. Right this moment, please reassure your inner child that you love him or her. I want to say amen. And I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. As always, thank you for helping me keep the channel alive, keep the messages going in all your many ways. I love you. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.